Batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. My name is Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jose.
And we are coming to you live via YouTube for the first time in the history.
It is not the first time.
It is the first time we've had this show live, God damn it.
We did a couple
other shows. We may have had some Walking Dead shows that, got snatched out from underneath us by comic book resources. But, this is the first time this show is live on YouTube.
Those were some good shows, too.
We had panels. It's kind of live in person.
What, Jose? Oh, well.
We had panels.
He's just rambling.
I'm thinking live on YouTube. Like,
on YouTube? Yeah.
I'm not talking about
what's YouTube?
Panels.
Live in person?
The internet, the interwebs. The live in person.
Hi to two people out there.
Yeah, the whole two people watching us live, right?
We got two people watching. That's a record.
No, I think Jose was just being sarcastic,
facetious,
facetious, or being an asshole.
Yep.
Just being a straight up asshole.
I love the mute button. That's the greatest thing ever.
The only thing is that we can tell when you mute because it goes click, click, click.
Really?
Okay. So do you want to? Okay, here. I'll do it. Do you want to hear ice or do you want to hear mute?
I would rather hear the click over the ice, and I'm sure anyone listening would agree.
Especially what's his name from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
He's gonna complain about that. The cookie sound.
Yeah, I would rather hear
shit over
the ice clicking any day of the week. Over,
the ice clicking
over anything else. So you keep clicking that ice, or I mean, you keep using that mute button, not clicking that ice.
I will keep clicking my ice.
Keep using that mute button, son. That's all.
I'll mute it live.
Well, welcome. If this is your first time checking out the Absolute Geek Podcast, because this is our first time live streaming it, we are what we like to call Phoenix's premier geek podcast. It doesn't matter who else you listen to. They're not as important as we are. So, yeah. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, all three of you.
So what's new with you guys? It's been a week since we've last gathered here to talk about nerdy shit, and Kyle has had a week to think about whether or not he still likes to get massages.
From Chinaman? Little Chinaman?
You know what? I had a close call scare with death, so I have forgot about pushy Buddhists, and I forgot about male massages.
What do you mean close to death?
Yeah, what happened?
My work truck on the way home yesterday.
Let's all settle in. Let's all settle in for a story time with Kyle Stinson.
It's story time with Kyle. I was driving home. I work construction, like most of you know, and they sent me about 60 miles from my shop. Yeah, I know. I had to go. I'm not working in Buckeye. I'm actually working in Florence.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit, that's a
middle of nowhere.
Dude, it's 120 miles round trip.
Jeez.
So I'm driving.
For that.
No, I don't though. That's
what?
The problem. I get paid by the job, so I don't get paid to go there and back.
Oh.
I only get paid for doing the job. So it's like 3 hours of my day is driving that I don't get paid for, but that doesn't matter. That's a different complaint. But I was driving and I was like, on, it's for you here, people that are local to Phoenix. I was on the US 60 to the I-10 to the I-17, but I got on the I-17 and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. So it's like stop and go traffic. It's the beginning of rush hour. And I was slowing down and going from the brake to the accelerator, like everybody does in stop and go traffic. And I was like, van feels weird. My work truck, it feels weird. I don't understand what's going on. So I drove. So what I was doing was I got off my exit to go, to park my work truck. So I put on the brakes and it was this weird, like grinding, like it wouldn't really slow down, and I let off the brakes and it accelerated. My gas pedal got stuck and it was stuck to the floor.
Was it Toyota?
No, it's not a Toyota. It's a
Oh, he said Toyota. He said Toyota. I said, was it? I thought he said, was it Toyota? I was like, what are you talking about?
Toyota.
But no, my gas pedal got stuck to the floor, so it would only rev, so I couldn't stop my truck
From revving or going?
From going. Like it was all the gas pedal was all the way to the floor, and it was stuck there. So the engine was like, so I would push the brake, and it would like kind of slow down. But when I would let off the brake, it would like, and I would
Get back up.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, so like the light turned green. I was like, oh, there's no cars. Then the light turned yellow. I was like, oh shit, I can't stop. So I blew through this red light. And I tried stopping, and then I couldn't stop, and I let off. So I eventually had to like shut the engine off and like let it coast. I don't know. Anybody out there having the gas pedal stuck is probably one of the scariest things that you can have happen to you in a car and in an automobile.
Well, just the fact that you had the wherewithal to just like shut it off. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna turn it off.
So what I did was, I threw it neutral and I shut it off, and then I like coasted and I got like into like the turn lane, and I was like, oh, I can't turn now. So I did was I kept it neutral. I turned it back on, and the engine would go, and I throw it and drive, and I like took off real quick, and it was like the RPMs were like redlining, so I would like shut it off and like coast for a while, and then when I would like almost come to a stop, I would turn it back on so I could go again, and I did that for a while so I could like get into like, you know, into where I work and like park. I don't know. It was, you know, I don't know if they ever talked to you, but like I could truly tell you that's my flight or fight senses kicked in. Yeah. My flight or fight. And like, I was seriously scared. I saw my life flash before my eyes. I saw from my birth all the way to my death. I saw my kids born again. I saw all of it. It was fucking crazy though.
Now, how much is that you being over dramatic?
All of it.
Really, like
no.
I saw my kids being born again. Yeah. I remember fucking my wife for the first time. I remember the first time I read.
First time we drank, and
I remember the first time I went poo poo on the potty.
I remember my first beer. I remember the first time I jerked off to a Victoria's Secret.
No,
I remember the first time I sniffed my first comic book.
No, it wasn't none of, I mean, none of that really happened. Well, the gas pedal sticking really happened. I was really super fucking scared, but my life didn't flash before my eyes. That was just dramatic, but I was really scared. That was really scared. Like I'm really like they're fixing my work truck right now, and I'm like they're like it'll be done tomorrow, and I'm like hoping that it's not.
You don't want to try that.
I'm actually like really scared to get back in it again, and they're like, what did you do to the throttle cable? And I was like, what do you like? I was talking to the mechanic today, and I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What did I do to you think I'm not a mechanic? What do you mean? I don't even know what that means. What did I do to the throttle cable? I didn't
do anything to it. I swear to God.
He was like, it was all bent and mangled. I was like, do you think I actually like
while you're driving, open the hood?
And like, yeah, and like hit it with a hammer or something, or like took a pair of pliers and like bent it. I mean, like, come on. Like for him to figure that out, he had to like take like the truck apart. Like he took like the front seat out and he like took like stuff out to figure it out. I was like, do you think during my workday I did all that? Like, you really think I really like went to that great lengths to?
You're too busy getting paid.
I'm too busy being lazy to go through that much work to not drive that work truck.
I absolutely
did not work.
That would be right up your alley. I don't feel like driving all the way out to Florence today, so I'm gonna see what I can do to screw this up.
I appreciate you thinking that I'm that smart, but I'm not.
We called you restrictor plate for a reason. You probably just reached under the hood and you were like, "This looks important," and just started bending and pulling shit.
Here's the throttle cable. I'm just gonna tie this in a knot.
What would Kyle's life flashing before his eyes consist of? Like that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like
shitting, jerking off. Yeah. First time he had sex.
A few bottles of Crown Royal.
Like he's got that one like
real Walking Dead one
terrifying moment. you finally get to see that like terrifying moment in his life where he decided that he can't go to the bathroom in a public restroom. So like you see him rush home for the first time, and
I bet that's more scary than the swallow cable breaking.
yeah, like I don't know, like I would wonder what Kyle's the first time he found Crown and Coke, like I think that would be part of his life flashing before his eyes.
Crown and Red Bull, Crown and Coke.
Crown or anything.
The first time I went to Vegas, I think that one would pop up.
Yeah, like, but I don't know, like it's. I wonder what life flashing before your eyes would be. Would it be like? I just picture like Kyle sitting there on his couch, like cross-legged, with a Dick Grayson like Nightwing comic book, and he's like licking his finger and turning the page, and like that's all he sees. And then like he just pushes out the rest of it, like everything else, like his birth of his children and all that. He's just like, yeah, whatever.
I got the first appearance of Nightwing.
Yeah.
I got Walking Dead 1.
Yeah, here's my Walking Dead number 1.
Right. The first time I opened my Walking Dead number 1.
Oh,
When he got it in the mail.
Got it in the mail.
I got it in the mail.
all bent over in postal crease.
I folded up and then I put it in my back pocket.
That's funny.
But no, that was my scary moment of the week.
Of the week, he makes it sound like he has one every week. My scary moment of the week. Of the year.
No, I'd have to say my gas pedal sticking and not.
No, yeah, that's generally.
It's probably like in my top 5 scary moments. I'd have to give it like maybe number 4.
Yeah, that's genuinely terrifying. I'll give you that.
Because that's never happened to me before. I don't know if it's ever happened to you guys, but it's never happened to me before.
No, but I've had my floor mat roll up underneath my brake pedal to where I couldn't stop. That'd
be freaky too.
But I've never had my gas pedal stick.
And I like we had a meeting the next day, and I like how they used me as an example of what not to do.
What? Don't turn the car off. Make sure you die.
Well, instead of like pulling over, like, okay, so like it all happened within like 3 blocks of my work, you know what I mean? So like, do you think if I would have pulled in like 300 feet from my work, if I would have pulled over and called them and said, hey, this is what's going on, what should I do? Do you think they would have told me just to get it there, right? So that's what I figured. But they're like, if that ever happens, you guys need to call us and we'll decide if you should do it. I was like, why would I put my fate of what's going on into the hands of you? You're a schmuck.
Did you call him a schmuck right to his face?
No, I didn't. But that's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, I would not put the safety of my life in the hands of that schmuck and him call. You know what I mean? Him.
I'm back.
Where did you go, Jose?
Nobody even knew you left, Jose.
Thank you.
But you know what I mean? Like, why would I put my hands in my safety?
Murder you, Jose?
What?
Yeah, you sound all muffled. Are your parents trying to murder you now?
No.
Are they?
I'm safe.
Is your mom
I'm
putting
winking.
the
I'm
pillow-
winking. I'm winking.
She's putting the pillow under your face?
Sound bad again?
I think that's what.
No, you sound good.
I think that's what the leak in your wall was them slowly trying to drown you out.
Well, I'm not looking.
Yep. But yeah, that is genuinely terrifying, and the fact that you had some schmuck telling you not to do that's.
Yeah, and then today they tell me, you really messed up the accelerator, the throttle cable. Yeah, that's what I did.
Well, I just thought it was funny in the group chat. You're like, oh my vehicle is peeing all its fluids. I'm like,
so what happened was it was revving up so high it overheated. So when I pulled in, it all the radiator water came out of it, and I was like, look, my van was scared, it peed. and no one thought that was funny. That was funny. That was comedic genius timing. I mean, come on.
I don't know about that.
It was at least good timing.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, we're still glad that you're here with us, and you didn't
I made it.
Yeah, you didn't like die in the off ramp or whatever, but
At least I would have had like 4 seconds of fame being on the news.
right. Local Phoenix man died today.
His accelerator stuck on I-17.
His accelerator got stuck and he exploded.
Well, at least he didn't drive on the wrong side of the freeway.
Right?
I still don't understand how people are so stupid to drive on the wrong side.
I can imagine. I just see the news chopper following you in this van just flying down the highway, and you're like outside your window with your phone just texting away as you're flying down the road. I can't
With crime-
stop. Yeah, you just text.
Help me!
With Crown Royal on the other side, other hand.
Yeah, it's Phoenix, man. People do crazy stuff. That's how you get stuck on the other side of the road.
I do a lot.
That's how people drive on the wrong side of the road.
So I've actually sat and tried, like I've sat at like intersections, like because they always get on the freeway the wrong way. So I've sat at the freeway and I'd be like, how can I get on going the wrong way? How can I do this? Like, and the way they've got Phoenix set up is it's pretty cut and dry. So you really have to go out of your way to get on a wrong way. Like, there's really no confusion.
It's a lot easier when you're tuned up.
Right.
When you're all jacked up.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier to figure out when you're all tuned up.
You know what? I don't really want to take this wide left to get on the freeway. I'm going to take this sharp left. This is the quicker way to get on the freeway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure when you're 2 sheets there, 3 sheets to the wind, it all looks the same to you.
There's rule number 1, everybody.
Don't drive.
Do not get in your car when you're 3 sheets to the wind.
Right.
Hey, man.
Only 2 sheets.
Oh, like half a sheet to 3/4 of a sheet.
Not a full sheet.
Once you're a full sheet, it's time for Uber.
Right.
Or Lyft, whichever one's cheaper at the time.
It probably should have been time for Uber well before that.
You should just go with the intent. Don't even take your car there. Leave with the intentions of not using your car. Leave in an Uber. Then you can't drive. If somebody dropped you off, you can't drive home.
Right.
It's pretty freaking easy.
That's true.
Words of wisdom by Kyle.
There you go. Good words of wisdom too.
Who's drinking right now?
Yeah. But he's not driving, so
I'm not going anywhere tonight.
Right, he's staying home.
Yep.
He's at home for the
He's
duration.
in Pound Town right now.
He's in Pound Town.
No, I'm not.
Oh. That happened in Vegas.
He's in Pound Town right now.
Saturday. I will be Saturday.
Jose's jealous that he's not in Pound Town.
With the Chinaman.
You want to be in Pound Town with a
No, not me.
Whoa, Jose. I think we just had a revelation with Jose.
Yeah, and he wants to be in Pound Town with a Chinaman.
Kyle was in Pound Town with a Chinaman last week.
Don't try to distract us. Don't try to divert it, Jose.
Hey, a Chinaman touched you.
That you want to be in Pound Town with a Chinaman.
A Chinaman touched Kyle last week.
Yeah, but apparently one took you to Pound Town this week.
Are you gonna have to show us on the bear where he touched you?
The doll.
Yeah, the doll. Oh man, Jose, I missed you. Pound Town with a Chinaman.
Well, at least we know what the episode's called.
Yeah. Yep. If nothing else, that's what it's called now. Pound Town with a Chinaman.
Jose goes to Pound Town with the Chinaman.
Yep.
That's a long name.
Hey, it's a big city, whatever.
This isn't a What the Fuck Friday, Jose. This is something you should have saved for another day.
It sounds like it's slowly turning into one.
Yeah, right. Jose going to Pound Town with a Chinaman. I mean, things are just getting all weird here.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Have you guys seen the new screenshots for Aquaman?
I have not. I did see that they came out, but I have not seen them yet. I haven't looked at them yet.
I have the I have the album. I'll share right now.
You have
Next,
what?
the album of all like the pictures that came out.
Oh, I was like, are you slurring? Are you having another stroke on us?
Right.
Like, are you?
I think he
You
might
like-
be having something to drink.
I wish.
Are you like stroking out again, or
No,
or-
I'm good.
Okay,
Oh, here it is. It's only 6
Kinda.
pictures though.
kind of slurring your speech a little bit.
All I know is it's hot as balls here in Phoenix
Jose,
right
do you
now.
have the option to share your screen?
Yes.
Share your screen. Let's show the people
Oh,
watching live
okay. Hold on.
what they look like.
I love this Google Hangouts talking.
Hell yeah, man!
All right. Let me get it.
Put all your porn away. Put all your furry porn away.
Nope, it's all gone.
I
All right, so there's this. Of course. Mirror looks pretty cool.
I'm not seeing
That
it.
looks just
Oh,
like
there it is.
Jason Momoa, like every day.
Right. Like
What?
this is him walking down the
It looks
street.
like Momoa every day.
It's Black Mantis. That's pretty cool.
I wish his head was a little bit more football shaped. His helmet, a little bit more
Like
like
Hey Arnold.
Yep, a little bit more Hey Arnold.
So I don't know who this is.
Oh, on the right.
Yeah. But he looks young here.
How the fuck is there fire under the water?
It's DC. Doesn't make sense.
Whatever. I'm not buying it.
Who's this Chinaman?
Now they're all wet. Whatever.
On the outside?
That's the Chinaman that's trying to backdoor you.
And that's it. The only ones.
I'll wait for Redbox.
Yeah, so would I.
We'll see. What did you? Let's talk real quick, Jose. Cloak and Dagger. What did you think about the first episode of Cloak and Dagger? Or first
It's
two?
pretty good. I mean, it was all right, but they really try to hit the nail on
On Jose's head.
how they were brought up. And then like they were both brought up, like she was brought up well, he was brought up in the ghetto, and then later on they switched places. Basically he grew up well, or he started growing up well, and then she was growing up in with like single mom, and it was weird.
Well,
Like-
now I mean,
What's it on? What's it on, by the way?
Freeform.
Freeform.
Ah, pass. They only
Oh,
play Harry.
yeah.
So they only play Harry Potter and Cloak and Dagger now?
I
Yeah.
mean, feel free to question my nerdiness here, but I'm not caught up on Cloak and Dagger. They're not a group that I have particularly followed over my years. So
It's
I mean,
Valiant, right?
they're
No,
good.
it's Marvel.
No, it's Marvel.
Oh,
So I mean, it was a good show for me, but aren't they like lovers in the comic books that were together and they were in some kind of accident?
The only thing I remember from the past is the way they got their powers were from like Jessica Jones and all them. Like it's they're experimented on. They were teenage runaways, and to make money they went to a pharmacy or like a testing place or whatever it's called, and they did tests on them, and that's how they got the powers.
Yeah, they went to the place that's all over the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pills and all that.
Because I mean, I'm enjoying it. I really like. I was hooked into episode 1. It was cool that they did a 2-part episode for its premiere, but it was quickly the highest debuting show on Freeform.
Of course, that's not hard.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you got to think Freeform used to be good when it was like ABC Family and Fox Family when they had Kyle XY and all these other shows. I think Seventh
Oh.
Heaven was on that channel. The Life of American Teenager was on that channel. Like they had some pretty popular shows on that channel for the time, but it was good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it, and I kind of like how they left it on the cliffhanger, and I'm excited to see tonight's episode.
I hope they incorporate like some people from the New Moons, Runaways, stuff like that.
I don't know how much they're gonna incorporate
Yeah, I know.
into that world though. So, but I
Yeah.
liked it. Would you recommend it for people to check out?
I would say just check it out, see if you like it. If you like Marvel stuff, it's definitely a check out.
What was the premise of the first episode?
It's just their backstory, basically. How
So-
they got him and all that. How they got their powers.
Yeah, it's like she was, like Jose said, it kind of showed their lives from different points. Like the guy who plays Cloak, he was a little kid and he stole a stereo and his brother was with him, taking him to return it, and like the cops started chasing him, and of course police brutality ensued, and his brother got shot, and then he saw it and jumped in the water to save his dead body, and then Dagger's dad was driving her home from ballet practice, and he was on the phone talking about the oil rig that he works on, and they got in a car accident and drove off into the water, and like shit went south.
What's that clicking noise?
That's Jose.
Nope.
Doing
I haven't clicked in a while.
that's got to be Jose.
Nope, I'm not clicking.
I blame Jose too.
I blame Jose.
If all else fails, it's Jose. Again,
Yep,
click.
it's click, 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 click.
I'm
Jose.
not doing it.
Are you
Click, 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 Jose.
right there again?
Nope.
I think it does it when your mic stops picking you up.
Yeah, I think so too.
But anyways, Jose,
Thanks for blaming me for shit, asshole.
you say check out Cloak and Dagger. I agree. Check out Cloak and Dagger. It's an interesting show.
It's not as bad as Iron Fist.
When
No,
is it on?
Thursday nights at 8:00 on Freeform.
Tonight in like
Oh,
23 minutes.
23 minutes.
So it's a good show. I would definitely suggest checking it out. I'm sure you can find the first 2 episodes on Hulu. I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh, it's too far gone. I can't watch it now.
Why? Because it's 2 episodes in.
Yep, too far. I'm out.
God. All right. What would you rate it, Jose? 1 to 10.
Probably a 7.
He gives it 4 clicks.
Yeah, right. I agree. I think 7 is a fair. 7's a fair
It's not super great, but
assessment.
I like a origin story, so that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I would definitely say that 7, I think, is a fair assessment. All you hear from Jose is click, 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 click.
I'm not doing
it's-
anything.
That's all I can hear now is click, click, click.
That's on me.
And now we're not talking.
Yeah, right.
We're trying to listen for it.
Like completely just exasperated all of us. We can't fucking. We have no idea what's going on. Even the chat says, "Who the fuck is clicking?"
It's Jose because every time it clicks, I can see his icon
Right.
go.
All right, Kyle.
Yes,
Mid-season finale of the Fear the Walking Dead. What did you think?
it was fucking awesome.
We have come.
Madison's
You-
dead. She's dead.
You
She
think so?
she burnt. She burnt a. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Spoiler alert.
Too late.
Too late. So, I think so. We've been talking for the last number of episodes that we thought they were just alluding to her being dead. Well, she's dead. Spoiler alert. I'm giving it away. She's gone. She went to go do Gone Girl number 2.
Gone Girl number 2. That's right. She's the cop in Gone Girl, isn't she?
Yeah. She wants to see Ben Affleck's Rude again.
Ben Affleck's rude again. Yeah, I think they left it open. They honestly did exactly what I said they should do for Rick Grimes for her. They left it open ended, so in case they want to bring her back, they still have they left themselves a plot, an out. They left themselves out to where they could easily write her back in, so that she somehow got out of the stadium and didn't actually burn. Because her last words were, "We're not gone until we're really gone," or "Nobody's really gone until they're gone." And you don't actually see her die.
No, they really just implied it.
And they don't find her there when they go back there either. So like if they had some like emotional like reunion where like Alicia saw her or Naomi saw her like zombieing around the place, then you could officially say she's dead, done, end. And I don't think that's the case. You can't. I think they gave themselves an out, like we said they were going to do with the Rick Grimes situation with Andrew Lincoln. I think they gave themselves an out to where if she comes back, maybe next season or 2 seasons, they're going to pivot and say, why don't you come back and see how she feels and see if she wants to come back to finish up the series.
I'm assuming that they like she's done with it. Like she did die. Once they wrote her name on the cassette of the videotape that because they were all the whole episode they were sitting around there kind of talking about her. Everybody, it was going through Morgan and everybody, and they were all kind of just talking about what's going on. I think once they wrote her name on that tape, I think that to me that made it final that she was done.
Yeah, I would have to. I don't know. I think she's done for now, but like I said, they left it open ended to where she has the option to come back at some point if she absolutely wants to.
But do you think she's actually going to come back if she wants to? Like, I think
they might.
I mean, she even gave a goodbye on Instagram.
Yeah, but you never know. It's The Walking Dead. You never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. She's going to meet up with Rick Grimes, and they're going to like have a picnic.
Babies. More
Right.
babies.
Yeah.
So they but they did come out and they did come out and reveal that Lenny James, who plays Morgan, is now going to be the new star of the show.
Oh, so it's gonna be Morgan in Fear the Walking Dead, and it's gonna be Daryl in Walking Dead.
But hey, with the way this season's been going and how much I've liked Morgan's character, like there's still gonna be a lot of that turmoil. And like I said before, I think he fits very well in Fear the Walking Dead. Like I root for him in Fear the Walking Dead. I don't sit there every week and go, "You need to die." And when he's like, "I don't die," I'm like, "You need to die." I don't die.
You could tell his character's Jose giving it 4 clicks. It makes it.
What the heck? I'm not doing any clicks.
It gives it.
You're doing all the clicks, Jose. Every time you click, your name pops up. We need to get you a better microphone, Jose.
Morgan having this attitude in his passive way it fits better in Fear the Walking Dead.
Now he muted himself.
And there's no clicks.
Watch this. Well, let me do it. I can take him off mute. He muted himself again. This is better than the fucking safety dance. Oh man. But
it's been so long since Jose's done the safety dance.
I know. Well, because he gets patronized for playing any type of music through the microphone.
We can't do anything right.
People from the other side of the pond start complaining about it.
Yeah, you can't appease everything, right? I'll have to find the safety dance in my new little mixing board and put it in there, so I can just randomly play it for Jose.
After 4 clicks, we hear see the clicks back.
That's what it's gonna get as a safety dance.
After 4 clicks, you get the safety dance. There's 3.
4 more.
But yeah, I'm excited for the remainder of the season of Fear the Walking Dead. I would definitely say, Jose, go back and check out the last 2 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead if you haven't been watching it. They're worth it.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Fear the Walking Dead has been a real slow burn, but they have. It took them. I'm gonna say it took them 3 seasons because the 3rd season is where it's really gotten good. So, but now it's really good, and I'm super excited every week to see. Like when we had talked about it before, I was pissed because when I was in Vegas, it didn't record, so I didn't see the episode that we were talking about. What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, where
I never saw that episode. Now I have to go find it again because it didn't actually record an episode.
And it watched it before.
It didn't record Sundays. I just was flipping through and I was like, oh, it's Fear the Walking Dead time. And I actually happened to catch it. So I don't know if my DVR said.
One of your damn kids probably deleted it.
They're too busy sleeping because they're on summer break.
Oh, yeah. Should be getting
I missed-
jobs.
I miss summer breaks.
Get a job. I know.
Time for them to chip in.
Yeah, it's time for them to get a job. You can't build your podcast empire if your kids are sleeping all day. Imagine how hard you wouldn't have to work if they got jobs.
If they both worked, I wouldn't have to.
Right? Full-time job.
I could do this 5 days a week.
Yep. You're gonna
All right,
you're gonna
kids.
work full-time to support Dad's podcasting and comic habit.
Yep. I'm gonna have a talk with them when they finally wake up tonight.
When they
Finally wake up?
from their hibernation. You would think at some point they would stumble out and be like, "Mom, I'm hungry."
You'd think we checked on them just a little bit ago before my wife left to go get food, and they weren't awake.
Really?
That was like an hour ago.
Oh man.
The joys of being on summer break.
Right?
Yep.
You remember being
I
on
miss
summer
those.
break as a kid? You don't have to shower or brush your teeth for a week at a time.
Yikes.
You can hang out with that weird neighbor from the street from your house.
No, he doesn't do that anymore.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. He's too busy sitting in his room playing video games to interact.
Wow.
He's got a friend that lives probably like 9 houses down, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't you go hang out with him?" He's like, "We hang out every day." I was like, "I've never seen him before." He goes, "We talk every day on Xbox." All right,
It's not hanging out.
that's hanging out. That's hanging out now.
He got too old for the weird neighbor kid, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Probably the weird neighbor kid's like, you're too old now.
Yeah. You're too old now. You got to go bye-bye.
You're out of my age bracket.
Ugh.
Yuck. That's gross. So,
But
Oh.
so let's go ahead and I guess jump into a little bit of news, and then we can wrap this shit show up so Jose can go watch Cloak and Dagger while he gets penetrated by a little Asian man. Little Asian men. Little Asian men.
Hey, don't talk about Jeff like that.
Ah. We've had discussions about this before. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jeff.
Actually, I haven't seen him in a while.
What does
He's
his
been
wife
busy
say
with his-
about that?
He's had a
you
kid.
don't have to lie.
Oh, they had a kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
wow.
you name it Jose?
No. It's not mine.
It's not yours.
It's not mine.
And
You
the
don't-
lie
Yeah.
detector determined that was a lie.
The other kid, like, almost like a month ago.
So you got put on the back burner because the kid's here now, huh?
Poor
Yeah.
Jose.
He knows
He didn't go to Phoenix Con, and yeah,
he now had
Well-
he knew how the new best friend in his child, huh?
I'm now the Hulk by myself.
Yeah.
Second
fucking
place
way.
Jose.
Yep. Second place Jose, as he sadly walks away.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into some news here. Marvel's reportedly planning to make Captain Marvel the face of the MCU. A new
Oh,
report
no.
claims that Marvel
Pass.
Studios is preparing to make Brie Larson's Captain Marvel the new face and leader of the Marvel Cinematic Universe following Avengers 4. That's not a surprise, honestly.
Tony Stark's still the
No,
leader.
you can tell that they've been kind of putting all their eggs in that basket. You can tell they've been really pushing towards it. So
Yeah, it's like everyone's leaving. Robert Downey Jr. is leaving. Chris Evans is leaving. Everybody's leaving. I wouldn't be surprised if what's his Thor? I think he's got one more movie under his belt and then he's gone.
Well, I mean,
So-
in all actuality, they've been doing these movies for a while now, so I don't blame them. They're kind of
10 years,
at least.
something like that. So
But I also, on the other half of that, I always say, why give up a good thing?
well,
Like-
because they're old and it takes a lot of time to film those movies and they want to do other things. And I mean, when you're an actor, you're open to so many different experiences that you don't have to necessarily just play.
Oh, wow, I can't play Iron Man anymore. Whatever.
But I mean,
Can't be any more $1 billion movie.
Wah.
I
Wah.
think,
Oh my God, money, wah.
I think Robert
I
Downey
wa-
Jr.
I
stays
want to
playing
do other stuff. Wah.
I think the reason Robert Downey Jr. has played the character for so long is because it's what brought him back. It's the character that brought him back into the spotlight again.
Yep.
Like he was a nobody. Nobody was taking a chance on
Well,
him.
before he
Marvel
was doing
cast him.
drugs and
I'm
Yeah.
tired
All that
of
too.
playing Iron Man. Wah.
Well, I mean,
Pass.
you're
He's getting
56
typecasted
years
now.
old, yeah.
What? I've seen. You know, he makes other good movies, but
You only
What
see him in like that or Sherlock Holmes or
that's a good.
Like-
Those are good movies, though.
he had a string when he first came back. He had the Iron Man movies. He had Tropic Thunder. He had
I'm the dude playing a dude playing another dude.
and he had that movie with Zach Galifianakis where they were trying to drive across
Oh, due date.
Due Date.
That was pretty funny.
That was really funny.
Then I mean he was in that movie Chef, but that was directed by his buddy John Favreau. So,
Happy.
yeah, Jon Favreau.
Favreau.
However you want to fucking pronounce it.
Hey, that guy directed Iron Man.
But I
The
mean,
first one.
yeah,
Right.
it's no surprise that he's a really good director, though.
Yeah.
He did the Jungle Book. He's doing the Lion King remake.
Pass.
I mean, as long as we're fucking on the topic about talking about him, he has actually been tapped by Star
Major
Wars.
Man.
John Favreau's Star Wars series could start shooting as early as this fall. John Favreau's live-action Star Wars series is supposedly
The
supposed
clones?
to be part of their Disney's upcoming streaming service. Omega
Oh,
Underground
no.
reports that while there is no official air date yet, announcements concerning anthologies centered around Obi-Wan Kenobi or Boba Fett filming could start this fall or winter. They also reported that Lucasfilms has an expansion. Yeah.
A what?
Yeah. I kind of just stroked out there. Lucasfilm has
page out of
an
my book.
expectation it could be ready for the launch of its fall of the series. Timeline has been made clear, setting it between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, though titles are still unknown. So he's still working with Disney. He's deep in Disney's pockets. Or Disney's deep in his pockets, groping them. Jose approves with his clicks.
Yeah, 8 clicks. It's a good thing. I give it 8 out of 10 clicks.
That's funny. But yeah, so back to Captain Marvel. You kind of saw it that way, coming this way, and I think that's why they left Black Panther towards the end. And you can kind of see that moving forward, the Avengers are probably going to consist of Peter Parker, Black Panther, Doctor Strange,
Jose's clicks.
Jose's clicks. Keeping kind of in the Marvel Disney wheelhouse, Comcast enters the bidding war with Disney with a $65 billion offer for Fox.
I was thinking about doing
cash
66.
offer. All cash offer.
I was thinking about doing 66 and 0.5.
Yeah.
I was thinking about offering my Walking Dead 1
There you go.
and seeing if they wanted to do that.
Right. The move comes just days after federal judge approves AT&T's $85.4 billion purchase of Time Warner over the subjection of the U.S. Justice Department, given the telecommunications giant's control of partner. They now control part of Warner Brothers, DC Entertainment, CNN, and HBO.
So and 4 of Jose's clicks.
So AT&T now controls. Keep that in mind. AT&T now controls part of Warner Brothers, DC Entertainment, CNN, and HBO. That was the signal Comcast was waiting for to make its move to outbid Disney for such Fox assets as FX Networks, National Geographic, a 30% stake in Hulu, and 20th Century Fox films and television production studios, which include the movie rights for X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool. What I think is going to happen, and I mean, you may disagree with me, what I think happens now is I think that Disney comes to the table with Comcast and I say, what do you want for those rights? So I think they let Comcast have everything else and they negotiate to purchase the rights back for those characters. Or they're going to both just split the assets up somehow.
I'm sure they'll just split it up because they all want their toes in the pie. You know what I mean?
I don't think Disney cares. I mean, Disney has ESPN. They have ABC. Like, they have all these other networks.
They have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they care. I just
Mickey
think
Mouse
is
power hungry.
They just want the rights to their characters back.
You know what they don't have, though?
What?
Jose's clicks.
Oh, my God. They just want
It's
the rights
funny,
to
you
their
guys can hear
characters.
it, but I can't hear it.
So I think that that's what they do. They go after the rights of their characters, and they say, "All right, well, you can have everything else. So we just want our rights to Deadpool, Fantastic Four, X-Men. We want all our
Spider-Man.
rights." No, that Sony has Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Marvel's got, dude. As long as Marvel keeps churning out money, Sony's not going to end that partnership because they're making
No.
out like fucking bandits right now.
Yeah, because I mean, all they have to do is just be part of it, and
Yeah.
they'll put out
They
two
don't
more
have to do
Spider-Man
anything.
movies, and
Hand over fist.
they still get a cut of the action.
Yeah, and then so you have everything that just happened in Infinity Wars. You have Avengers Infinity War, which was one of the biggest Marvel movies ever.
It made $2 billion.
Yeah,
That's
the
why they killed
biggest Marvel
Spider-Man.
movies. Then they're gonna then you have Avengers 4, where he's presumably gonna come back. Then you have the next Spider-Man Homecoming movie that picks up right after the events of Avengers Infinity War, so right after Avengers 4. So like Sony is in the prime spot by doing that deal to make a shitload of money.
That's what I need to figure out: how to do something and be part of something without doing anything, and then make money doing it.
Make a
Start
Spider-Man.
creating characters, yeah.
Right, be part of Spider-Man.
Start creating characters and optioning for movies now.
I'm gonna sell Jose's clicks.
There you go. Sell Jose's clicks.
Oh, I love hearing the clicks. It's my favorite part. Now.
Anyways, but yeah, I think that they let Comcast take everything else, and they just say we just want our rights back. So I'm sure they'll get that. And in the saga that seems to have absolutely no end, we have more Stan Lee news.
Poor Stan Lee.
Police are investigating Stan Lee's elder abuse claim. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating reports that Stan Lee, the 95-year-old creator of Marvel Universe, is a victim of elder abuse. Although the investigation was launched in February, it only came to light Wednesday after Lee was granted a temporary restraining order against his previous business manager and memorabilia collector, who in recent months had been the legendary creator's gatekeeper. So, like, this guy, apparently this dude got arrested and just bailed himself out of jail. And so now Stan Lee's, I believe his lawyer is his power of attorney and has the rights to him now. So hopefully the Stan Lee saga is coming to an end. And I know Stan Lee is now suing his old business partner. So, and he's got lawsuits with Power Entertainment going on right now. Stan Lee's LA Comic-Con, just because of the sale of Power Entertainment, just now changed their name to just Los Angeles Comic-Con. It, like, everything revolving around Stan Lee right now is not good. Like, every time I see his name on Twitter or in the news, I'm just like, here we go again. What the hell is going on now?
What's next?
Right, pretty much. What's going to happen next? But,
I'm almost going to turn it into a drinking game. Every time Stan Lee does something, we have to take a drink because it seems like it's all
really
the time
fast.
now.
It's every week now. Like, it's almost every week. It seems like there's something new going on. But hopefully, with the new pieces that have been put in place and his new, his new caretaker and his new, power of attorney with his lawyers and all that. Hopefully, it finally finds a means to an end and he can live out whatever's left of his life in peace. But I don't see it happening.
I just think it's just going to be one thing after another until
you got dudes showing up at his house with guns. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, and it just, like, every week it's more and more ridiculous. So, Jordan Peele wants to reboot Gargoyles as a movie.
No. Leave it like it was. It was fine the way it was.
According to the entertainment industry newsletter, The Ankler, Jordan Peele approached Disney about directing a new Gargoyles adaptation based on the 90s classic cartoon. Unfortunately for fans, though, circumstances don't necessarily look good for the project. Even though the studio hasn't officially turned the director down, Disney reportedly is sitting on the project in hopes that Peele will turn his attention elsewhere. Basically, you're just saying they don't want to make the movie, but they don't want to be the assholes that say no to one of the hottest directors in the industry right now. That's pretty much what that is.
They just shouldn't make a Gargoyles movie.
Kyle, Jose mute.
I was typing.
But
it was because it was a cool cartoon. I remember watching it. It was freaking cool.
yeah, Gargoyles.
Yeah,
It was a good show.
and they just should just leave it. It's one of those things like Back to the Future and stuff. It's just something that should just be left the way it is, and you shouldn't try to take it and redo
Perfect
it.
the way it was.
It was perfect the way it was, and it needs to stay that way in all of our memory banks and not be changed.
Like sliders.
That's the other thing that I was going to talk about or mention is that I guess so they're ditching the whole Flashpoint idea for they're ditching the whole Flashpoint idea for the Flash movie, and now they're just going back to the Flash, and I guess they're saying they're going to give it a Back to the Future-esque feel.
Oh God.
So it means he's probably going to be going back in time, and
They shouldn't do that. They should stick with Flashpoint because that would, you know what? That's an awesome storyline. That's probably one of the best to me. Like that was something that I totally enjoyed reading. Like I loved reading Flashpoint. Like there was so much that went on. And it was so cool and it altered so much. I don't think they should take it and Barry should not get in a DeLorean. I'm just saying.
He's not gonna get a DeLorean, dummy. Run back in time. Who needs to be super speed when you got a DeLorean?
88 miles per hour.
Right? If they do it that way, they gotta have a Back to the Future Easter egg in there where he like runs back in time to like Hilldale and fucking sees Marty McFly.
He passes him. He runs by the mall and he just runs past them.
Or he sees him in the 50s playing Johnny Be Good.
The diner.
He's running on the treadmill and he looks left and he sees fucking he sees Marty like
And his dad.
Like sitting in the malt shop, like looking at his dad. Yeah. You got something with no sugar in it? Give me a tab. You gotta order something to get a tab. Like that. That's something like that.
That's very inventful, Kyle.
That's what happens.
That's what happens in the version that you're writing.
That's what happens in the movie.
In the version of the Flash that you're writing. No, I know what you're talking about. That's what happens in Back to the Future, but
yeah.
I mean,
you should see
it from like the Flash point of view.
It would be funny though, seeing him like on the treadmill and he looks and there's like a Back to the Future Easter egg. Yes, that'd be kind of cool. But I'm sure they wouldn't have him running on the treadmill though. But they should, because I mean that's what he does to get into the Speed Force to do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, by the way, I'm going to throw this out there. If everybody out there is not reading Flash right now, they should be, because it's on point right now. It's really good.
On Flashpoint.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy
throwing in the bazinga.
Oh God,
you're done now.
I'm cut off.
You took it too far.
No, I just got done reading the last 2 issues today, and it's really good. The Flash War is really good. It's 2 issues into the Flash War, and it's pretty good. You guys should go check it out. There's some double crossing and some crazy stuff going on.
So, there's possibly a name change for Warner Brothers' new DC film.
It's going to be called the Jose Click.
No. According to Hollywood Reporters, Phillips Joker's film has its tentative start date to begin filming this fall with a reported budget of $55 million, a notable low budget for the production. For comparison, 2016's Deadpool had a reported production budget of $58 million, while most DC films come in much higher. Joaquin Phoenix is expected to star as the Clown Prince of Crime in an original story rumored to show the Batman's villain Tumble's beginning as a failed comedian in the 1980s. Phillips' Joker film is expected to launch a new banner for DC Films adaptations, which THR reports may be branded as DC Black or DC Dark. Films under the new banner will be set outside the DCEU continuity to allow filmmakers a greater degree of creativity and freedom as they adapt DC properties. I'm excited by that. I think that's a good idea because it allows you to give it allows you to give a different take on the character, but also Coral, the fanboy.
Coral, get in the house, Coral.
Yeah, Coral, the fanboy reaction of that's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. Which I'm very much guilty of, but hello, pot calling the kettle black over here.
Days of Future Past.
Right? Fuck. Spit on that movie. Like that shit on fire. But I'm excited. Once I found out literally last week, that Joaquin Phoenix is attached to that movie.
Our last episode.
Take my money. Yep. Take my money now. Here's a story for you, Kyle. Amazon Studios is in talks to resurrect Lucifer. The new head of Amazon Studios reveals that they have been discussing at the company about resurrecting Fox's canceled Lucifer series.
Such a good show.
DC Universe streaming service is targeting an August launch, but there's still no details on the subscription price.
Guess I'll have to get Amazon.
And the last little bit of news I have is Ben Affleck's time as Batman may have come to an end as Matt Reeves' Batman to feature young caped crusader.
So I think I read something that said Jeff Johns actually said that Ben Affleck isn't going to be playing Batman, that they're going to reboot and they're going to have somebody else do it.
I think that's the only thing that saves the DC universe right now is a fresh, complete reboot of everything.
But I think that's why they need Flashpoint. I think they need to use Flashpoint to reboot the DC cinematic universe.
Well, I think with the AT&T acquisition, things have just changed, and I think Jeff Johns stepped aside, and now he's working solely on TV and movie stuff. And Jim Lee is the new head of DC. He's like the new face of DC.
I think they should have Scott Snyder do it.
Do what? Be the face of DC?
Have Dan push him out of the way.
He's in line for a promotion, and Dan just pushes him over.
Get out of my way! There's a fire alarm going off.
Yeah. When in all honesty, Dan's tall enough he could have just stepped right over him.
Right.
He messaged me. Yeah, he messaged me after that episode came out, and he was like, "Who the fuck is Scott Snyder?"
After all that, we literally for 2 days sat 27 feet away from him.
I know,
and he still doesn't know who fucking Scott Snyder is. We stood in line, and he sat there while we stood in line for him, and we pointed at him multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
And he still pushed him out of the way when the fire alarms went off.
I had to talk you out of him, trying to get him to sign your route. It was embarrassing.
Scott, will you sign my route?
Yeah. Women and children first.
You wanted Scott to sign it, Greg to sketch on it, and fucking Galapian to color it.
It only said SCO.
SCO. It only said so. All you got was SC.
Yeah. He didn't even get the date in there.
Nope. Didn't. It's too small.
It happens. It's genetics.
When Kyle pulled it out, Greg Capullo said, "Who left this baby carrot on my table?"
Stupid.
Who left this little child's finger on my table?
Put that little thing up.
Yeah. Oh man. But that's it. A new Batman. So we're looking at a new Batman. We're looking at DC Dark.
So who should play Batman?
Jose Affleck.
I think it's
Affleck.
Opportunity, man.
Matt Damon.
It's a missed opportunity to give the fans the Batman Beyond they want.
Oh, you think they should do Terry McGinnis?
They should.
They totally should.
If Ben Affleck is still there, have Ben Affleck play old Bruce Wayne.
That would be awesome.
Terry McGinnis. But honestly, if you're gonna do a Nightwing movie, you gotta have you gotta have the man. You gotta have Michael Keaton come back to play old Bruce Wayne.
That could be kind of cool. Who'd you have play Nightwing though?
I mean, does it matter?
Yes, it totally matters.
Who was Robin in the Batman and Robin movie?
Oh God,
What's his name?
Chris.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's on like NCIS or something like that.
He's
I
still
want to
alive,
say Chris
right?
O'Donnell.
Yes.
I think his name is.
Yeah,
he's
you're right.
still there.
No, we'd have to have somebody younger now though do it.
He can play old Robin.
Old Robin.
I want to say like
Or
Milo.
JGL.
What's his fucking name? Milo Movovich or something. The dude who was in Heroes and he plays on This Is Us. He plays the dad on This Is Us.
Milo.
Milo. There, Milo. He could be your
No,
Nightwing.
they should have Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No.
Yeah, have Joseph Gordon-Levitt come back. They gotta have Jason David Frank be Rob.
No, he might get shot.
Oh fuck! As long as they don't film in Phoenix, I think he's alright.
He'll be safe. In Tent City.
Yeah. Does that even exist anymore?
I don't know.
No.
I thought the new sheriff like tore it down.
It's like they're trying to turn it into something for like to help you, not you, but help people like transition back. They're trying and then right now I think they have like
camp for children where they make them dig holes,
right,
where they're secretly looking for a treasure.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Zaroni. Yeah, from Madame Zaroni.
I'm actually watching that still.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Fucking child.
Say what?
Madame Zaroni. Madame
I love the mute button. It's fucking awesome.
Zaroni. Apparently Jose loves it too.
he loves the click button. I know that.
Look at all those clicks. Look at all those clicks.
We be clicking?
Well, how do you guys think our first live show went? Is it something you want to
without messing up too much?
It's a train wreck like everything else we do.
Is it something you guys want to continue doing?
Yes, I thought it was
sounds better too.
I thought it was a ton of fun.
Is it something you want to? I think we should implement into to What the Fuck Friday and bring that back.
No, we're waiting.
Separate pound.
We're waiting for listeners to let us know what they want.
Yeah, well,
feedback.
So far, just like everything else, we have crickets.
No, we had one person.
Oh,
one person. Who, Andy?
Quick shout out to Jay Johnson, who said on the Facebook page, "Good show, guys, even with Jose's clicks, LOL." And yes, Cloak and Dagger is surprisingly good.
Thank you for that one listener.
We got one listener? That's fucking awesome. That's a step up.
At least someone cares enough to listen to us.
One person. I think my wife is listening too.
Ducky Vader. I believe that's $.
That is $.
He says they need to make a comic book of Stan Lee's shenanigans.
That's a big book.
The Adventures of Stan Lee getting his blood drawn for to have comic book signed.
So he'd be like a vampire hero.
They could totally remake the cover of the Green Arrow and Green Lantern book where Speedy's shooting up, and it's just Stan like passed out, and the guy's like drawing his blood like all shadily, like just drawing his blood into the syringe. You're on something. You are on to something, Ducky Vader.
Once again, it's not the first time he's been on to something.
No, it's not. So I appreciate that input.
And he still listens. Awesome.
Yeah. The Stan Lee shenanigans.
I think everybody's looking forward to what shenanigans are next for him.
Right.
What's going to happen.
But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But so you guys are telling me, you both are telling me that you don't want to do a What the Fuck Friday on this.
No, I totally do. I'm just sticking to what we said, and we're waiting for listener feedback.
I understand where you're coming from, but Jose started to say something before you you trampled him because he's got a lower powered mic than the rest of us, and his clicks.
My clicks.
All right,
My
click
clicks
away,
are
Jose.
overpowering.
What were you gonna say, Jose?
No, I was gonna say just we got to listen to the feedback.
Okay,
From the
wait for
listeners.
that feedback, huh?
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to any feedback. Honestly, I don't care.
Well, you have to listen to my clicks.
We're not gonna get any feedback. Like, as much as I love doing this and we ask you guys for feedback, we get nothing. Crickets, goose eggs. Kyle could auction off his Walking Dead #1. I bet you nobody would pay attention.
Right?
Except for Brian.
Yeah, except for Brian, who just wants to flip it anyway.
Brian has one. He doesn't need another one.
And Ducky Vader, who he'll just turn it into part of Stanley Shenanigans book.
He's the man, though. I missed him not being able to come to fucking Phoenix Fusion Comic Con Fest,
Phoenix
whatever it's called.
Just call it Phoenix Identity Crisis at this point because they don't know who the fuck or what the fuck they are anymore.
I was totally hoping to get to hang out with them that weekend.
Yeah, well, but
next time. There's always next time.
But you guys got anything else before we end the show tonight?
No, I just had the Aquaman thing that I already shared.
Yep, you sure did.
And I told everybody to read Flash.
You did. Your mission is accomplished.
Woo! Finally.
Well, I want to take I want to take this time to thank everybody who checked us out live on YouTube.
All two of you.
Yeah. Well, we got up to like three. Yeah.
We got up to 3.
Three's better than nothing.
The good thing about YouTube is that we are expanding. We are branching out into a new audience. This video will be up there so people can come find it and listen to it. And I'm gonna post it up on you'll get this episode in audio form on where you're used to getting podcasts from us. So nothing's changing. We're just giving you an option to interact with us and do it live as we record the show. If you got nothing better to do on a Thursday night, this is gonna be our regular thing. We've decided that this is our regular night for podcasting. We're gonna record live Thursday nights every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time. We're gonna go live to record the show, and then the next day it will be out for you to download or whatever you do through all of your podcasting applications. So Perfect. This frees up time for me tremendously, so we can do more shows now. So we can bring back What the Fuck Friday. Maybe we can even throw in a live comic book review.
I think we should start doing that again. Maybe not a full episode, but I think we need to review comics again because that was a ton of fun. And a lot of it forced me to keep reading books too, because then I get lazy and I only read a few, and I get 4 and I only read 2, and this forces me.
You were lazy before we stopped doing it.
Yeah,
I didn't read my books this week. An hour before you're supposed to come to my house, I need to read my books real quick. Nothing changed.
Read them?
Nothing changed.
No, nothing's changed.
But I appreciate your half-assed attempt to say it's going to make you do it, but it's
today
not.
I was supposed to take a test for school. I was supposed to do something. I was supposed to make sure everything was ready for this podcast, and you know what I did? I read comic books.
There you go.
So
too little, too late.
I stepped up to the plate today. Once.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
But yes, this allows us to. So now doing this live allows us to expand out to a new audience. So anybody who finds us on YouTube, welcome.
All 3 of you.
Show. Yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to everything. Make sure to check us out on iTunes, all your podcast, Stitcher. We're not on SoundCloud anymore. SoundCloud got too sketchy.
SoundCloud.
So yes, SoundCloud got real sketchy, so we changed our hosting somewhere else. But we are still on Stitcher, Overcast, Podbean, Google Play Music. We're pretty much everywhere you get podcasts. So
except SoundCloud.
You can look for us there, but
it cuts off after a point.
But yeah, so we want to thank everyone that's just coming into the show, and look forward to having you all with us.
Is that outro music?
It is.
That's awesome.
So for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jose.
Saying we will see you next time.
Adios.